Has hubby been complaining about boring breakfasts, moaning about dull dinners, groaning about tedious teas? You know what you need, Mum? A divorce. He's a boring, nagging old get. You've got better things to do than listen to him whinging on all day. The Coleman looks nice. Have a bash with him.
I'm starving.
I mean, you brought your flask?
Yeah.
What's in it?
A sandwich, you can't get it out.
No, but we can eat later. What have we got? Have we got anything in this home?
Chicken legs.
Spotty? Hey? I thought you were referring to my pins. No, let's go. No, let's go out.
Yes, let's go to that new hamburger place. I went there last week.
What, fast food?
Yeah, I didn't know I'd had it. I got out a fiver, there was a blur of mincemeat, and there I was on the pavement.
Oh, no, let's go to the Indian.
Oh, I can't stand the music they play.
What, Barry Manilow?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm very embarrassed about last time.
What, when you ate the flannel, you mean?
No. When there was that thing on the menu and I didn't know what it was, and I said, what kind of potatoes are these? Trying to be nice to the ethnic minorities. And he said, King Edward's, and they all kept coming out of the kitchen laughing at me.
Oh, no, but it wasn't as bad as that cocktail bar in Hyde Park.
Oh, it was all full of call girls and oil sheets.
I know, it was so embarrassing the way they kept winking at us in that suggestive manner.
Yeah, and you got something in your eye and winked back and woke up in Bahrain with a new handbag and a terrible headache.
Yes, but I only stayed long enough to teach them my entire repertoire of exotic positions.
Oh, yeah. You come back on the next bus, didn't you?
Yes, all right, yes, but I only know the two. There's the one where you lie on your back and he mends your stereo.
Yeah.
Right? And the other one where you fold your arms and say, you can put your trousers back on, I'm a lesbian.
Mrs. Bonetti, Enrico came home.
Oh, no, we're the Wilsons. The Bonettis live next door.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. It's very difficult to read their number. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Could you just give them that? Thank you.
As a band, our life was hell.
We never did too well.
We were never asked to play the same place twice.
We were paid our final wage.
And then an agent came backstage
And gave us all some brilliant advice.
Pretend to be northern. Just smile and act dense. Just sing something northern. It doesn't have to make sense. Make a list of northern cliches. And you can't go wrong. Put in any order. You've got a northern song. You just go
Tripe, clogs, going to the dogs, wiggin' a Blackpool tram. Brass band, footies in your hands, whipping the next door's man. Cloth, cap, hanging for the strap, shawls and scabbies. Hop, hop, 7 to a cot, heads, calves and mushy peas. We threw away our skin-tight suits, and we chaps bought heavy boots.
And we bought pretty skirts all nice and flowery.
Then we spent neat after neat
Get it?
watching Coronation Street
And
studying the works of L.S. Lowry.
now we're fully northern. And it works a treat. Spend half the year in Preston and the other in Crete. But I'm bungalows in Weybridge. Before too long, once we made enough brass money from our northern song, we just go
Rag and man, eating out the pan, tired and breathy bits. Ram wheels, good old brazy fields, braces, bugs and nits.
take it away, Bernard. Would you? Key change,
Fish, chips,
cycle clip, gaslight
and games in streets.
nutty,
Slack, brilly out the back gridley.
And read.
Fog, smoke, sitting on the bog, cobbled in the morning mist. Park, drive, dead at 45 from the back street abortionist.
We didn't go abroad again this year. In fact, Jack and I can now boast we've had 32 holiday fortnights, all spent on the Lancashire coast. We usually book in at Glenkev. That's from Glenda and Kevin, you see. The last couple, Lucy and Roland, called it Sea View, which made sense to me. The room's very small and bright orange. Something nasty's been spilt on the rug. No, baths are free, but you have to pay Glenda 50 pence for the use of the plug. We went shopping, of course, on the Monday. I got some sugar false teeth in a jar, a gravy boat shaped like a toilet, and a cruet set shaped like a bra. On the Wednesday, we went down the waxworks. The dummies don't change year to year. There's Sabrina and Anthony Eden, and one that we think's Molly Weir. Now, Lady Chatterley was a big favourite. She was nude, drew a crowd if it rained, but this year she had on a Guernsey, so somebody must have complained. No, and the one that had been Muhammad Ali, they'd taken this towel off his head and they'd drawn a big line through his label and put Lenny Henry instead. Oh, we took in a show on the Friday. Well, it was that or get caught in a shower. 3 triplets sang Getting to Know You, and a midget sang Now Is the Hour. The man with the doves was quite pleasant. They were coloured and rang little bells. He took 3 out from under a hanky and 19 from behind his lapels. The compare's quite sprightly for 80, though they do say he suffered 2 strokes. He invites you to join in with the singing, but, you know, most just join in with the jokes. A girl called Diane played the trumpet, and she finished with You've Got a Friend. But the man on the organ played Bright Eyes. She was nearly in tears by the end. It rained every day except one day, and that was the day we had sleet. And Glenda won't ask you to go out. She just comes in and hoovers your feet. So we usually end up in the shelter with a quarter of wine gums to share. And Jack says, do you think we've been burgled? And things just go downhill from there. As we left, Glenda turned almost pleasant. She did all that, now do come again. And Jack said, you'll see us back next year if I've not kicked the bucket by then. And we all laughed, you know, as though he'd been joking. It suddenly struck me, good Lord, if he dies, then I get the insurance. Then I'm definitely going abroad.
Annette is 15. Marie is 14 and a half. Both are from broken homes and living in an area with a high level of unemployment.
So, what about school?
Well, not been to school since I was like 5 or 6. I go in like if there's something happening, like vaccination or a nativity play.
And what are your thoughts on school?
It's boring. I mean, they don't teach you anything important, you know, like how to inject yourself. It's all, you know, yeah, geography and, geography and things.
I see. Well, maybe you think it's not worth being qualified as there's so few jobs in Liverpool.
No, there is lots of jobs, but the government wants to keep us unemployed, so we won't like smoke on the buses. I could have been in a film, but it was boring.
What film was that?
It's a documentary on child prostitution.
You've actually been a prostitute?
Oh, yeah, that's boring. I mean, the sex was all right, but they kept like wanting you to talk to them.
So, what about music?
Music? Well, it's kids' stuff, really, isn't it?
The government puts things on the records underneath the music.
Sorry?
Like messages you can only hear with your brain.
And what do they say?
Like telling you what to do.
Yeah, it's like, like keep you under.
Like, don't say tits in the reference library.
Yeah, don't gob on each other.
Is there much sleeping around amongst young people?
No, it's boring.
It's like for mums and dads, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like drinking.
Well, don't you and your mates drink?
We used to drink battery acid.
Yeah, but it burns holes in your tights.
How do you see your future? Do you think you'll get married?
Well, we'd like to, because it's like easier to get Valium if you're married, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but we can't, can we?
Why is that?
Well, the government have brought out this thing like you can't get married unless you've got a going away outfit. Yeah. It's got to be
a suit.
Yes, suit. And it's got to be in 2 colours that match.
Yeah, and you have to have a, you know, handbag and slingbacks.
It's just not on.
I mean, my mother's got enough to do paying off me shoplifting fine, you know.
What happened?
But a duvet fell into my shopping bag.
Have either of you got boyfriends?
Well, we have like one between 2.
Yeah, it's just to save time, really.
Really.
And what does your boyfriend do?
Gets tattooed a lot.
Yes, what else does he do?
He has them removed a lot.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to escape into an enchanted world of music and laughter. No, I'm not going to smoke coke. No, Daddy and I aren't into the drug scene. Though we were the first couple in our crescent to use Hamasetas. No, we belong to the cocktail generation. In fact, you pop into our lounge alcove any evening at 6 and you'll find Jack whipping up the Wincarnis in the spare thermos. Now, where was I, darling? Oh, yes. An enchanted world. An enchanted world. The theatre. What does the word conjure up? Well, for Jack, not a lot. In fact, he says if he wants to get bored sitting in the dark for 2 hours, he can take the bulb out of the outside toilet. But for me, I'll watch anything. In fact, my cousin says I could sit in a cemetery all night so long as I had a programme and a tub in the interval. That's Marjorie if you're watching, not Joan. Still not speaking to Joan after the bother with the tray cloth. Anyway, now, where was I, darling? Oh, yes. This week, for my crit, I had a difficult decision to make. Should I review the Royal Shakespeare Company's touring production of Troilus and Cressida at the Leisure Centre, or nip round and watch the Crescent Players doing Fanny the Gaslight in the Scout Hut? Well, much as I love Shakespeare, no, I think he did awfully well for a brummie. I have been associated now with the Cresses for many a year. And anyway, I thought if I don't go tonight, I might not get my lamp standard back. Now then, where are we? Tell Dr. Simpson Jack still can't maintain... Oh, no, that's not it. Wait a minute. Oh, yes, here we have it. Yes, okay. Yes, we've got it. Fanny the Gaslight. Another triumph for the Crescent Players. Last night, a packed hut rang with applause, and deservedly so. The hit of the evening was Alison Barthwaite's Fanny. Larger than life. Luminous. Though possibly a little fuzzy around the edges. She stormed through Act 1 in the very fetching ivory gown she was jilted in last autumn. She set a cracking pace. And the only hitch occurred when she tried to come on from the wrong side of the stage and got wedged behind the tombola. Mr. Lomax, the better butcher, gave some lovely comic touches to his part as the Earl, though I, for one, found the continual whipping out of the dentures a little cheap. Mrs. Evans, as Fanny's mother, was moving. So her part was taken by Elspeth Bromler. Elspeth wasn't entirely familiar with the role, but when at a loss, she substituted the neighbour's dialogue from Spring and Port Wine, which fitted in reasonably well. The evening closed with a vote of thanks by the vicar and an appeal for the Church Restoration Fund. Somebody's taken it. And next week,
I shall be talking to the director of Romans in Britain and saying, never mind, Mr. Bogdanov, worse things happen at sea. Till then, good evening.
Made your breakfast this morning like any old day, and then I remembered, threw it away. I found an old photo in the kitchen drawer, you by the seaside during the war. You're laughing at something and the wind's in your hair. You were ever so slim then and your hair was still fair. And I wanted to kiss you, but you always laughed. I wanted to tell you, but I felt daft. Still we got married, I was tight. Then we both got embarrassed, played Romeo all night. I remember the baby and his sticky out ears, but I can't single out things over the years. In women's surgical, by your bed, I knew that I loved you, but I never said. I brought you black magic, and they said you died. I had a cup of tea there, came home and cried. I have to go back to the hospital to collect your things, your nightie, your teeth, and your wedding ring. Made your breakfast this morning like any old day, and then I remembered, threw it away. Made your breakfast this morning like any old day, and then I remembered, threw it away.
Listen to the story I'm about to tell to you. Not only is it sad, but not a word of it is true. Concerning a young fellow not 100 miles from here, who might have been Cliff Richard if it hadn't been for beer. Yes, I might have been Cliff Richard. I might have been a star. I might still have the bus fare home, but I spent it in the bar. I might still have a wife to hold when day is at an end, but all I hold is a toilet bowl while moaning never again. My sexual liaisons aren't proceeding as they should. They're too good to be wasted, but I'm too wasted to be good. However, I'm selective now in my relationships. Unless you are a bottle, you'll get nowhere near my lips. I'd had a drink or two and I was lurching home one night. I took a shortcut through the graveyard in the pale moonlight, when Dracula leapt out on me and begged me for a kiss. He sucked the blood from out my veins, then staggered home half pissed. Drinking isn't good for me, 'cause once I have imbibed, I start asking motorcycle gangs to step outside. I stagger through the streets at night as plastered as a rat, and say to 18-stone policemen, where'd you get that hat? Thanks to beer, my sight's and clear, my brain is round the bend. My stomach's like a bucket with a hole in either end. My wits are gone, my senses numb, I have no memory. I wake up every morning with a stranger, and it's me.
This week's film, made in 1941, is a wartime classic telling of the exploits of the happy-go-lucky crew of a Lancaster bomber.
Hello, Smithy. Where's Bob?
He's not with me, Jean.
Go on.
He's bought it.
I see. I think I knew, you know. I think he knew. Yesterday morning, when he left, he turned at the gate and called, "Jean, don't save my bloater." What happened?
Are you sure you want to know? It's not awfully pleasant, you know.
Oh, war never is. Go on.
As you know, we're a pretty ramshackle bunch. The wireless operator can only get 8 mile. And the rear gunner won't sit with his back to the engine. I guess the old bomber isn't up to much.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not a Lancaster. It's a Silver Cross. There isn't a bay for the bombs, just a tray underneath where you put your shopping. Well, last night, we were over the Myrna Dam.
But you bombed that last month.
Yes, I know. But Bob thought we should go back to see if that's where he left his ration book. Well, we're on our way back. The port engine started to misfire.
But wasn't it checked before you took off?
Well, yes, but God, the boys are young now. My ground crew do their best, but you know, they've got homework to do. Cubs.
Smithy. Smithy, what happened?
The starboard engine went. We lost height. We were over land, but we didn't know where.
Go on.
Bob gave the order, bail out. And if you're caught, pretend to be German.
That's terrible.
Yes, it was. Bob landed first, but he said Heil Hitler with his best accent and was stabbed to death with a pitchfork.
Why?
We'd landed in Margate.
Oh, poor Bob. He always was a bit of a duffer.
Jane?
Yes, Smithy?
It may be too soon to ask you this, but I've always admired you, and if I don't ask you now, I never will.
Go on, Smithy.
Could I have his bloater?
What's up?
I'm pondering.
Are you?
I mean, there are so many unanswered questions in life, aren't there? Aren't there?
Like what?
Like, can you still get Oxidol?
Oh, yes, it me.
Why are the last 2 chocolates in the box always the butterscotch and the Montélimar?
What is Montélimar?
That's another one.
Was Jesus black?
Yes, and if he was, do we have to take Lenny Henry more seriously?
How do you feel about teenage pregnancies?
Got used to them, really, yeah. Boring. Like, yeah, everyone's doing it.